Today in the battle arena, well, we've got two OG Avengers going at it. No, I'm not talking about Iron Man versus Captain America. I'm not talking about Thor versus Hulk. I'm talking about Black Widow versus Hawkeye. Wow, the Avengers really did fight a lot amongst each other. Were they even friends? Did they even like each other? I don't know. That's besides the point. It's Black Widow versus Hawkeye. Who wins? Well, let's find out. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? I'm Daniel. This is DanCo. Thank you so much for watching the channel. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, turn notifications. More videos like this one every week. Also, go follow us on TikTok, Instagram, all that. Link in the description down below, and sign off in the comments for any future videos that you'd love to see. Now let's get into the fight. So starting out, this might sound a little bit weird, but just hear me out. I think we need to scrap every single fight that Clint and Nat have had in the past. Just throw it all out. Because in these three fights, well, they were never actually fighting fairly, never actually going all out in a real way. Like, let's get into it. Let's break it down. The one in Avengers is probably about as close to an actual fight as you're going to see here. But even then, Hawkeye was mind-controlled by Loki. And yet, for the most part, he acted like Hawkeye. He showed the skill of Hawkeye. But seems a little stupid to say that being mind-controlled, being literally mind-controlled, doesn't play into the fight at all. Second one was in Civil War. Black Widow was on Team Iron Man, Hawkeye was on Team Cap, so they had to fight. But like, were they really fighting? I mean, when you're cracking jokes, when you're doing the witty Marvel banter, you're actually probably not going all out in the fight. Scarlet Witch even says as much.
You're pulling your punches.
So obviously, if you're not really trying, then the fight doesn't count. Last but not least, Endgame. And again, this one doesn't really count, because they're basically fighting as they were trying to stop the other person from killing themselves, and letting them kill themselves instead. So obviously, that's not a fight you're gonna go all out in either. That's the last time they fought. Now, Black Widow's dead, and Hawkeye gets to fight her hot sister Yelena. Girl, I got a big time crush on. I got a big time crush on her. But you see what I mean? None of their fights were really truly fights. Or at least fights we could learn from, so let's just scrap them. Best we can learn from them is that they're relatively equal in skill. They can take punches from the other, and they can hurt each other with their punches. But we kind of already knew that. Yeah, I mean, we kind of already knew that. But getting into it, oh man, there's good old Natasha. Gone before her own movie was even released. Although, real talk, after seeing the movie, after seeing Black Widow, I'm not entirely convinced that she hasn't had some super soldier serum at some point or another. I mean, it happened in the comics, it could have happened in the MCU too, you don't know. Plus, the way she's giving those flirty, doomy eyes to Steve, the way she's got some history of Bucky, I'm pretty sure she's had some super soldier inside of her. Super soldier serum. Of course, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's definitely what I'm talking about. But seriously, the stuff she's doing is pretty crazy. Don't mess with her. She's been able to take out dudes like it was nothing. Pretty much instantly take out guys even while they were all armored up. Then she's fought against Chitauri aliens and Ultron bots and Thanos' Black Order. Squared off against all of them. And even if she might have been kinda outmuscled by Winter Soldier and Crossbones, which, yeah, that's fair, she still went down swinging each and every time. And I mean, you really want to get into it? Just ask Hawkeye how hard she can hit.
Tasha.
Yeah, I bet Clint will admit she's got a pretty good punch. But here's the thing. It's not even necessarily like her strength that I'm just so blown away by. It's also just how tough she is. Throw in speed, acrobatics, gymnastics, agility, all that, throw that into the mix, get it stirring, get it simmering. You're really cooking. She is a threat. She's a force to be reckoned with for sure. I think Natasha might actually be part cat. Not that she's like a furry, she thinks she's an animal or something like that. Well, it's more like she can just survive pretty much any fall, brush it off from any height like it's nothing. Like, please, you tell me what's different between this fall and this fall. While you're at it, why don't you tell me why Nat was able to take her fall better? Take it better than the super soldier. She's been in explosions and been just fine. She's been in some nasty, nasty car crashes and again, been just fine. She's taken a punch from the Hulk, been shot almost through what looks like her heart. But let's be real, probably more like her shoulder, not her actual heart. That'd be insane. She's taken attacks from Hawkeye, from Winter Soldier, from Scarlet Witch, from Taskmaster. Again, like I'm saying, are we sure she doesn't have a little super soldier serum inside of her? Just a little bit? Then to top it off, well, she's crazy fast, she's crazy agile, she can just dip and dodge and duck all over the place. That's just part of her thing. And you can see it all the time in her fights. And man, Nat is a seriously good fighter, like seriously skilled. She's taking out dudes like it's nothing. And not just any old normal henchman either. She can take out strike agents just as easily. She's beat Hawkeye, but we're not counting that one. She's beat Ant-Man, beat Corvus Glaive, beat Taskmaster, and fought Proxima Midnight and Winter Soldier and Crossbones. And yeah, even if she lost some of those fights, are you really gonna sit there and tell me that Black Widow isn't just a crazy good fighter? And Nat isn't going in there just hand to hand either. Although she definitely can if she wants to. But she's got her knives, got her guns, and those aren't any typical old bullets. Those are armor piercing rounds. Like they're taking out Ultron bots. But she's also got cords and wires, grenades. And I think it's really about her Widow's Bite and all her little electrical attacks. Electric gloves, these little discs she can shoot out at people, electric staff, and all of it is good enough to even stun T'Challa through his vibranium armor. And let me tell you, if it's getting through vibranium, it's going to be messing Clint up no problem. I mean, we've already seen it hurt Hawkeye no problem already. And let's now speak about Hawkeye here for a little while. He might be kind of slept on when it comes to the other Avengers. He's not a god, he's not a huge green rage machine. He doesn't even have a cool suit of armor or a shield, just a bow and arrow. But he's kinda a beast with that bow and arrow. And besides, you know how it goes.
Really? I retire for what, like 5 minutes and it all goes to shit?
The Avengers always win when Hawkeye's on their side. They always lose when he's not there fighting. That's gotta count for something, right? He's strong enough to send guys flying or cut Outriders in half. Even strong enough to stab right through Chitauri and Ultron bots with his arrows. He's tough enough to take hits from Black Widow, from Quicksilver, even from Vision. Then fast enough to dodge Ultron bots too. Little laser blast while he's at it. But still, Black Widow is definitely better in all three of these areas. That might be just because we've seen more from her. She's been around for a little bit long, got her own movie, so that might change when Hawkeye finishes out his TV show, which, by the way, it's amazing. As right now, Widow is better in like all these areas. You can say the same with fighting skill, because the only person that Hawkeye's really fought against was Black Widow herself. I mean, yeah, sure, he's fought against the Yakuza and Ultron bots and Outriders and all of them, but really just Natasha, the only person with actual skill. Widow has fought against like almost everybody in the MCU. She's got him beat here. So that means the only real way that Hawkeye can win is with his bow and arrow. And he is crazy accurate, like down to like the most precise shots. He can hit multiple things at once, even hit stuff without even looking. Then he's got all these specialty trick arrows too. Explosive arrows and shock arrows and big ol' shock wave arrows, and even an arrow that can break out into a bunch of tiny smaller arrows. And those have clearly messed up Widow in the past too. But are they going to be enough to beat Black Widow straight up when she's already tougher, stronger, faster, a better fighter, and got some pretty good gear of her own? No. No, it's not. Hawkeye will put up a good fight. He always does. But it's just not going to be enough. Not quite enough. So yeah, Black Widow wins. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. Who do you think wins this fight? Black Widow or Hawkeye? Also, what do you think about the Hawkeye TV show? Are you loving it as much as I am so far? Sound out down below in the comments, and be sure, hit that like button, the subscribe button, turn notifications on the FanCo army, and I'll see y'all next time.